I hope we are live. I am Master Lady Kira Ra, coming to you live right here from our incredible trail. This is our trail. Up is where Shri is and where I'm going to be headed to catch up with him in a minute. Going up to our archaeological site, the Temple of Light. It has been getting so much activity the past 3 days. And bring a hand to your heart, because there is so much that has happened on the planet that even Shri and I had to stop every little thing that we have been doing to be here live with you, because there's that much happening. And I really felt in this moment on the planet, I'm standing right here. This is another one of my favorites right here. This entire, I don't know, Shri, what is this, about a half a kilometer up the mountain?
Yeah.
Is lined with these acacia trees for the lower part, and I don't know how much you can see, but I'm hoping you can feel. We had an internet hiccup. I hope that you're with us from the original minute or two ago, but if you're not, I'll give you the synopsis. Hi, I am Master Lady Kira Ra. My beloved husband, wisdom teacher Sri Ram Ka, is right behind the camera, making sure that we're broadcasting to you live from our trail, heading up to our archaeological site at the Temple of Light. And so right here, right now, as you've brought your hand to your heart, I am standing at the entry to what we have talked about, to what we have said is the Dragon's Lair. I started sharing a little bit more about this with you on the air, I believe, when we last spoke, that this entry, which we have cleared about 85% of, and we're going to show you right now, is every bit the Dragon's Lair that we knew it was. It is absolutely a cave. Whether or not it has been intentionally closed or was sealed for other reasons, we know this is just the beginning. And in the energy that's happening right now on the planet, there is so much we need to share about the Ascension Energy, what is happening, and why this week, April 14 to 20, 2021, put it on your calendar, mark it, remember it. This week matters, so much so that Shri and I said, okay, we promised we wouldn't broadcast, but here we are. So you ready to see the walls, Shri? Are we ready to show them?
Yeah, let's take a look here.
All right. Do you want to narrate while I point?
Sure, come on down the trail a little bit.
I don't know if you can see my Henry, but Henry is always with me. So he's going to make me walk around him, and I'm good with that. So guys, here we are, look. Do you see what's happening here? Can you feel it? And I don't know how far or how much of the sun the camera can get, but this is a large indent into the mountain, and we made sure that all of the mature cactus were kept, because that's how we locate these stones. That's how we know where they are. And as we come around over here, you can see that there's still a lot more that we are excavating. And I don't know if you can see it, but look at the stela. This one, sadly, there were some not so conscious people building steps for us, and they actually hacked the stela. We have the pieces. You see we have this one, another one up there. But what you can hopefully also see are all the steps we've put in for you. And Henry's saying, Mommy, I think I like it under the shade tree, and I think that my beloved Shri will too. So welcome to the wall, if you can believe it or not. It is definitely the entry, it is the initiation, and it had to happen yesterday on the 3/13 illuminated new moon. And Shri and I have a lot to share about that.
You know, it's pretty amazing to be living on a hillside that is actually a temple. And the more that we listen with our hearts and our intuitive guidance, we discover there's different areas on this mountain that some were not to be opened until recently, and others were still waiting for permission. What looked like stones to you on the camera actually used to be covered with vegetations, and there's an actual portal of energy right here.
It's like it's so powerful. As Shri and I are standing here right now, feel like your second and third chakra, and that's actually really playing a big role on the Urgent Ascension update as well. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Shri.
Yeah, so we're in an amazing week, and many of you, let's just scroll back a couple of days.
Right.
Because Friday was the 12th, and I don't know about you, but Shakira and I felt a big lift this energy of clarity and guidance, and here's what we're doing, and it's we think it and it's done kind of thing.
Well, you know, I want to, there's so much going on, guys. Crib notes, right? Because there's so much going on, and you know me with linear time, but you just gave them a magic day, Friday.
Friday
Go
the
back
12th.
to Friday. So the reason this is such an urgent update is we want to show you the ignition of this Trinity energy and how this Trinity energy came to be, because it is playing an incredible role in the ascension of your consciousness. Your consciousness this week, and I'm going to say it again, March 14 through 20, 2021, you will remember this week. You will never forget this week. And so this moment that has begun, the breath that is already happening, first thing you want to do is pay attention to Friday, because on Friday, the Mercury retrograde post-phase, gone, complete, take a breath, right? Mm-hmm. That is finally done. So that whole Mercury retrograde energy, that Kahuna retrograde, all of the things that happened that started in January are finally, here we are in March, but they're done. Yeah. They're done. And what I think is so important is that that day brought us to the 9. Now you're going to want to remember this 9, right? Sri and I have been having a lot of fun with this. But what is the 9? It's your high heart. So here's why Friday, and this is why Sri brought it up. Here's why Friday was so intense. Unless your ascended heart was kahuna anchored on Friday, I mean anchored to the point where nothing was going to sway you, no matter what came in. If you were able to anchor that and stay in that, and we both were and talked about it, OMG, did you have like the most miraculous day of connections and miracles and things flow together? Or did you find out that your ascended heart isn't as anchored because the emotional body came forward and said, fuck you, forgive me, to your ascended heart, I want attention.
And now for many people,
yep. Breathe that one in, guys.
This moment of the ascended call versus the self-absorbed lens. A self-absorbed lens means I'm deep in the colorations of my ego body, my emotional body, and my old belief systems. I'm deep in that lens. Versus the high heart and the ascended consciousness are lifting you so that you can be the witness with compassion of what is going on.
Now, I want them to breathe that in, because I intentionally used an explicative to describe the emotional heart, because that's how shocking, alarming, compelling, conspiring, any adjective you want is wrapped into the heart of the emotional body right now. Believe it or not, that's where conspiracy lives.
Yes.
It appeals to your heart, but it can only get through if you are living in that experience, and that experience is getting stronger. Thereby, the scream and the way it's being expressed is getting broader. Now, here's what's so important. That was Friday, one day. Breathe that in, because I lost my breath talking about it, right? That was one day.
Just get to Friday.
Right? One day.
And by reflecting on Friday, perhaps capturing the learnings so that we can be
in clear. Saturday.
Right? Be clear.
Right? This is one day at a time, because Friday, you didn't even really have time to be clear. And this is why you had to be here right now today, and we're praying you're catching this live. If not, get everybody you know to find us. Get it as soon as it's up. What happened on Saturday was that high heart incident, because that's really what it was. It was the high heart incident. I had a high heart incident. I had a moment to go, oh my God, this is as good as it can get. And oh my God, this is what I'm not seeing. This is what's really happening down here. But you had less than 24 hours, because on Saturday, yesterday, March 13, gotta love that, right? The illuminated new moon energy brings us from that high heart right into our second chakra, screaming at us, saying, what is going to call your life into balance? What are you birthing? What are you creating? What is the vision you're calling forward, right?
Right. The second chakra is so powerful. It's often associated with emotionality. However, it has the opportunity to be associated with love and inspiration, as opposed to resentment and fearful anticipation. Love, inspiration, resentment, and fearful anticipation. Those are kind of the two sides of the experience of this chakra. The question is, are you ready to embrace a new season in your life? Are you ready to say yes to that which you fully don't know about yet, that hasn't been fully revealed, yet you know the feeling of it?
So I want you to breathe that in, because you got to first know that for you. Now imagine being Gaia, because this is Gaia right now. We are at this incredible moment where the Kundalini, the actual Kundalini of our planet, in harmony with, and that's the big caveat phrase, in harmony with the ascending Kundalini of our own beingness, the full embodied mastery presence in form, in complete cognizant awareness of the all that is. That is what's happening this week. And that's where that 6 has already got you. That's where that's already happening right now today. Sunday, March 14, culminating with Saturday, the March 20 equinox. That energy right there is what's going to be pulling us all into this tri-shul, is the only way I can describe it. Now, why do I describe it that way? Because on Saturday, so here we are right now, we went from the high heart to the second.
Yep.
And I mean, Sri, the high heart, talk a little more about that as well.
Well, the high heart is the ascended love.
Right?
This is the love that embraces the global family, the universe. It's not just, are you a member of my tribe or not, and therefore I love you. This is the love that says, I appreciate all, and I am in service to all. The high heart is literally a reflection of your fifth dimensional and higher consciousness.
So breathe that in. Which heart went into your second and is going to stay there? And not only stay there, here it comes, you ready? This Saturday, on March 20th, in Ascended Numerology, we hit a double 6. So we have this 6 energy that's already sitting here, that's churning with this high heart, human heart, witch heart, how heart, right? All of that is churning. And this Saturday, it's going to double bump out, because it's going into a 12 through a double 6 from a 6. So let me share. I mean,
This
really,
is
guys,
unique. This
is ascended numerology, and you had to hear it. So here's the gift of that. It is saying to all of us right now, pay attention. In concentric dimensionality, this week, if you have the up-level calendar, go look at it. This week is all about vision. It's about not only what you see, but how you see it. What are you willing to see? And are you willing to transcend what you see? Are you willing to keep saying yes? Well, that's what this 666 is about. I just want you to take that in. And so this 6 is literally, and I love it, a choice before the all. Every single being, whether they're conscious of it or not. The tri-shul has on one arm a backward pull. It's like, okay, it's going to be really easy this week to just go, oh, that feels so much better. Oh, yeah, that's just so much easier. It's that opportunity to just backslide. You know, it's that red pill moment, red pill, green pill. It's that, you know, I want to go back, but I want to eat steak. You know,
I want to be comfy.
Right? It's that. It's that says my ego can't take anymore. I've got it. I'm good. As a matter of fact, I'd rather just not do this at all. Cool. That's going to happen. You're going to see that energy. It's going to happen, and it's going to be around you in one way or another, most likely through the way that you interface with others. And so the other part of that backslide, is also this lateral pull. And the lateral motion is so strong, that which says, let's just keep the status quo, because what the status quo is creating serves very well that which is carrying the greater force out of balance right now. So of course it wants you to stay right where you are. Just stay where you are, you know, don't grow anymore. Stay here. This is a good space. You know, you've reached your limits. Okay, that's good, because remember, it's a tri-shul. All 3 need to be. However, what has been steadily, and I use the Kanyari, right? Think about this beautiful ascended Kundalini. So this beautiful, beautiful serpent, snake, whatever, you know, I look around here and just see God and everything. That energy, that ascended Kundalini that's been reforming our bodies, revitalizing our lives, showing us that 120 is what we're designed to do. This is the moment. This is that moment, because that is the center of the torch. That needs to be the greatest light of all. And that is when you say yes to you. That is when you say, I am. I am. When you can watch miracles like Shri and I are living every day. When a temple appears at the top of your land, whether it's in stone or energy, that's the moment at hand. This torch, this centerpiece is you. You would not have found us. You wouldn't be here right now unless you're ready. No matter what the ego may say, no matter what you may think, no matter what you may hear. And the closer you get to the master within, the closer you become to the master, the more you will need to look.
Mm-hmm.
And the greater the miracles will be, because the greater the vision. And that's what this week is all about.
Well, and the vision is an opportunity for you to feel the inspiration of empowerment, as opposed to be daunted by that which you cannot yet define. The energy of this time, especially as we go from the 6 to a couple of more 6s as we get to the equinox, this is a birthing. This is an energy of visioning, supporting a new vision, a new birth. If it's new, it's part of you. It is not something being imposed on you. It's arising through you. And I think many ladies are going to discover issues with their cycles. There's going to be a lot of up-level energy right here in the cradle. And it doesn't matter what your gender is, the energy of birthing and inspiration are universal. And we each carry a bit of this for our legacy, for our families and the spiritual family. And so, beloved ones, one of the reasons that we're offering this is to share the knowing that we're carrying in our hearts that this is a time to truly pay attention to your consciousness. Instead of judging what you are feeling, pay attention to the one who is feeling and continue to lift as we get to this powerful equinox.
And this takes us to what Shri and I are going to reveal at length. And we will be discussing as part of our presentation at the WWA Global Festival this weekend, which is probably the single most important event in history. And we really need your help to help more people know. The Kundalini of the planet, I want you guys to just really breathe this in, because this can be interesting to hear, especially if it's the first time you're going to hear it. And we're not going to say much about it other than breathe. Okay? Way back when Shri and I were last really out there, it was around 2010. And way back in 2010, the Kundalini of the planet, which had been holding the spiritual legacy of the planet, and it was held by the Himalayas, was moving. And this was a move that was indicative that the shift of the ages was coming. This was part of the move. And why you also saw a rapid, especially during the early 19th century, when you started seeing beautiful beings from the West integrating into the East, when you saw a rise in theosophy, when you started seeing and hearing groups of beings, because these enlightened beings knew, the ascended masters were shepherding, that this experience of form and this experience of Gaia had to get ready to receive that. And so thereby they started opening consciousness. They started expanding consciousness. And we started seeing groups of consciousness arising and flourishing.
Yes. And there was an amazing time at the turn of the prior century,
right, exactly.
in the early 1900s, late 1800s, where there was an emergence and a fascination also at work as the Western consciousness was opening itself to that which was beyond the paradigm. And so we are at a moment of opening ourselves to that which is beyond the known and embracing that which we previously knew, which is now being remembered.
And so as this started happening, the Kundalini of the planet did shift. It came from the beautiful Himalayas, which is the home of Mother Ganga, where Shri and I have been blessed to be at her headwaters and blessed to be at the tallest peaks of the Himalayas. And that beauty, that feminine energy, that divine rising feminine energy, has given her gift and has been hovering here in South America, where it was received by the Andes. And this was all written about. If you go back and read any of our books or other books of the time, this was all written about. However, what has not happened has been the receptivity of this highly masculine energy of the Amazon with this extraordinarily empowered, equal partner, incredible Mama Ganga. And that union, that sacredness, that balance is coming together right now. And we know that's why we were called here. We now know that's why all these miracles are happening, so that this land would be protected during this sacred time. This is the time where, and this is why the water is calling.
Yes.
Mother Ganga is here and saying, I will not meet you in any way except your equal in every way. And we will stand side by side together. And the mighty Amazon has come to the moment of saying, and so it shall be. And that has been a struggle. That has been the witness of all of us. And if you feel the energy, and even as I bring my arms together here, and you can hear the Amazon, we have the rivers right down there. And so as you hear the pulsing river, and as we receive the divine feminine, this is the week, my angels, every being on the planet, this is the week to champion the divine feminine, to say thank you to the divine feminine within, to welcome the divine feminine within each and all beings, and to allow Gaia to remember that her sacred partner is here, and that we are ready, we are open, we are guided. And that is why this was urgent. Everything that's happening right now affects the water of our world. And I want you to remember this hashtag, for the love of water. Go there. I want you to come to WWA Global, hear from incredible people like Jane Britton and Aaron Tottenberg. Come listen to them. Find out what these extraordinary beings are doing with women's water projects around the world and why we are here together. The water of our world is speaking. Ma Ganga is here with the Kundalini, laying it at our feet. And the divine, mighty Amazon and all of the Andes Mountains are standing and saying, we will hold you as one. The rainbow bridge is opening. And until that rainbow bridge opens, India remains unstable. This is a profound moment for all masters who are aware of their conscious, multidimensional, concentric dimensionality to stand up and say, I'm ready. And if you are ready and you are saying yes, then the last thing I want to share with you is this. Be there this weekend. WWAglobal.com. You can come for free. You can come for $22, but get there. It matters. And help us spread the world. We need help us spread the world. That works too. Help us spread the word. And if you would like to say hello to the world as part of our grand opening at the WWA Global event, after you have registered, send us an email that says, hey, I want to be part of the grand opening, and we'll send you the details. We would love to have our 1,000 points of light come together, because together we are better. We love you.